What a scene here, full house of the MCG on a bright sunny last Saturday in September between two great teams. One certainly on the way to maybe being the greatest ever, and one that thinks they will be just that, as we go down to two blokes that shared a premiership 15 years ago, Ricky Olorenshaw and Tim Watson.
Thanks, Bruce. I think at the moment it's all about focus, it's about concentration. There's a lot of distractions as the players run onto the ground here for this grand final. I keep going back to Kevin Sheedy, my old coach, 27 years of the Bombers. The sign above the door before we ran out into the ground always read the same thing: win the ball. It is the first thing, it is the last thing you need to be reminded of in this game. Ricky, you were a premiership player back in 1993. You were a youngster back then. Bomber Thompson was our captain. Did he have a chat to you before that game? And what was the message?
We had a lot of young players in that team. One thing he did say is when you get out there, don't be overawed. The game is no different to what you've played before. I don't move the goalpost. I don't change the shape of the ball. When you get out there, it's like any other game. The other thing he talked about was the first bounce. It's always hot, and you may get pinned off at the first bounce. So you said, keep your wits about you, make sure you're aware.
Bruce, back to you.
Good stuff, guys. Looking forward to talking to you throughout the day. So
I think the talk of the overt physicality is a little bit misplaced, because the game has changed a lot since 1989. We won't see scenes like that, but there'll still be players with their head over the ball, because both of these teams do that. They put their head over the ball, they win the hard nut, and we know how important that is on a big stage like this.
Let's go down for the national anthem and the MC, Craig Willis.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the spirit of reconciliation, the AFL acknowledges today's grand final is being played on the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people. This sacred meeting place of the Wurundjeri of the MCG is now the home of football. The AFL also acknowledges all elders past and present, and the unique contribution to Australian rules football made by the Australian Indigenous community. I invite you now to be upstanding as we welcome the stars of the hit musical Wicked, Amanda Harrison and Lucy Durack, to sing the Australian National Anthem.
Lovely touch with the umpire. That's a magic moment for the fans here. What about for a player when the anthem's screaming out?
Just coming in, aren't they? Straight over the top with a couple of chords to go. And just watching Jared Ruffhead there, he walked away from the group as the song finished. He looked rather nervous just for a couple of minutes.
I think the main thing is you want to get it going. It's a long week, and finally in the last few minutes, let's get the game going and play footy.
My recollections of it are you come out and you actually lose your first win really quickly, and you panic a little because, you know, you're all hyped up and you're intense. It's a massive crowd, the occasion, you know, and you've got a little bit of time to think about it while that national anthem's going on. And I tell you, you got itchy feet. You just want to get it started, and both of these clubs, they're ready to go.
And you're almost out of breath before you actually even take a step until you get into the rhythm of the game. These next 2 minutes are ones where you soak it up, you listen to what the captain's saying, and then you move on.
Okay. Clayton Elliott was our lucky winner of the Changing Moments promotion from Toyota. He'll be tossing the coin from New South Wales. So that bond with the Hawks here as Tom Harley proudly strides to centre stage. Sam Mitchell will join him in a moment. Played one game for Port Adelaide and kicked a goal against the Cats in 1998, and then he went to Geelong.
As Sam Mitchell comes in, you think about every player's got doubts. Paul Chapman may have passed tests, but he's got to pass the test in his first 5 minutes.
All right, your call, Sam. Tails? Yep, go, mate. Tails it is. And ahead to this. Thanks, guys.
Must have been a good goal, Bruce. The Cats remembered.
What are you looking for, Lee?
Well, I think both sides will probably stick with their structures. It's which forward line can crack the opposition defence. To me, that both sides defend so well, make it so hard for opponents to get shots against them, make it really hard for them to mark the ball in their defensive, for the opposition to mark the ball in their forward 50. So who can break down the opposite team's defensive mechanisms?
I think Cameron Ling's an interesting one. Normally goes to Sam Mitchell. Wouldn't be surprised throughout the afternoon if you saw him go to Luke Hodge just at some point, just to let him know that we're not allowing you to dictate terms down back.
You get the feeling that Luke Hodge might have a target on him. It becomes a team responsibility. Any chance they get, certainly in the first quarter of an hour, they'll test it. And that's a tough responsibility, a tough contract to take into a game. You know they're coming. They're waiting for you.